With Dr. Sarah Lazar, following a 6-month period of meditation and mindfulness practice, including ongoing meditation, or 3 months of binaural beat exposure, the hippocampus can physically enlarge itself by up to 3 millimeters. In other words, it grows by a very considerable amount indeed. In fact, it grows and becomes markedly stronger. What is happening here? It has greater control over the amygdala and neural networks. The amygdalas are the parts of the brain that generate these signals directed at the adrenal glands, which are the ones that bring about an incredibly high amount of cortisol, particularly given the kind of lifestyle we have today. Isn't that right? So when we stimulate the hippocampus, we gain greater mastery over the glands and even more precise control over the adrenal glands. And we cease to let cortisol rise beyond what is necessary for our bodies to perform their essential functions. But we can also obtain a very substantial number of additional benefits. First, neurogenesis. Neurogenesis is the remarkable phenomenon. The ease with which the cell, specifically the pluripotent stem cell, is prepared and capable of becoming whatever is needed inside the neural cavities of the brain at any time. It is simply waiting for a cue, a signal from an appropriate source. From whom? From the hippocampus region of the brain, a prompt stimulus at that very moment causes the cell to become a newly formed neuron in the adult brain. That is the natural, remarkable process of neurogenesis, and we deliberately stimulate or induce this through a central binaural pulse. Secondly, when we have both stimuli sustained continuously for more than 15 minutes, new neural pathways are formed. This is what we know as neuroplasticity. And neuroplasticity is nothing more than proper communication with new neurons. If I'm usually talking with my neighbor, "Hi, how's it going?" a stimulus comes. "Ah, that person over there I don't know. I don't know that one over there and that one there either," and I begin talking with everyone. Thus, the left hemisphere and the right hemisphere begin to work together in a more integrated way and cease to be antagonists. They begin to function in a conciliatory and regulated fashion. And in some sense, we can say that we come to be more intelligent characters.
Very interesting indeed. And there I find several substantial studies in which the science you're mentioning is comprehensively explored in far greater detail. Here, there are others here as well. This is one of Harvard's studies, again.
Many.
Yes. And yes, no, here is the system, I don't know whether you were mentioning this particular one, together with the stress response system that goes with the hypothalamus and then the cortisol, indeed.
Yes, I suppose so.
Yes, and no, it is truly quite very, very, very interesting indeed. The neuroplasticity is a very well-established fact, 100% of neuroscience that has been discovered. And, well, there you mentioned that within the range running from 4 Hz up to 14 Hz, this interval is, in your view, the main feature or the central overarching point under discussion. Would it be 4 Hz more toward relaxation? Because that particular brainwave frequency band is theta, which is, in this context, associated with relaxation. And I suppose that going a little higher would, yes, correspond to greater focus. And for example, that would include alpha as well.
Yes, I imagine it has to do with that. When we are in a gamma state, there is far too much mental noise. We are above 38 Hz at the level of neural waves. When we attempt to guide and drag the neural waves down somewhat forcibly, first down to beta, 14 Hz, from 30 Hz down to 14 Hz, then further down to alpha from 8 Hz to 13 Hz, and thereafter we continue dragging them down to theta from 4 Hz to 8 Hz, letting them settle and stabilize there in delta from 0.5 to 3 Hz, which we know does not stay exactly there. It remains oscillating between 1 Hz and 4 Hz, 1 Hz, 4 Hz. But that very wave pattern at that precise and particular point in time is when certain basic elementary neuronal processes begin to take place. And when we happen to be in delta, a delta wave band ranging from 1 hertz to 4 hertz, it is when some cellular repair mechanisms begin to trigger, starting with the emergence or appearance of the NK cell, that is, the natural killer cell, which only activates under these conditions when we are precisely at 4 hertz and not at any lower frequency. Then, when we're ill and we fall asleep for a little while, we woke up. I feel better already. Well, sleep, as it managed to drop us to 4 hertz, the NK cell patiently began to do its job, didn't it? Then,
Yes, 100.
when we say it, yes, absolutely, of course. So, if you can manage to hack into your brain's wiring in order to optimize how your brain works, I wake up, fully awake, completely alert, and ready to work. I am standing right here in my office. I put on my binaural beats. I feel unwell. I put on my binaural beats again, lowering my brainwaves to 4 hertz. The NK cells begin to work, and they go on to carry out their job as effectively as possible.